This is level I, and we're doing list 2 and we're doing the day 1. So let's have a look at our words and we can highlight the sounds as we go. So choose one highlighter. The first word is g-r-a-d, and the E is making the previous vowel make its long sound. There's a consonant in between, so it's going to be the long A sound in all of this first set of words. St-a-t, state, and the E is making the A make its long sound. G-r-a-v, grave. Ch-ace, chase. Snake, snake. Flame. Then change colours, and we'll highlight these ones differently. So we've got the long A sound and the long U sound, and the E at the end of the word is making the previous vowel make its long sound, U or A. So we've got flume, flute, brute, and prune. There. Now there's some other things that we've got happening in these words too that we're revising. So here, we know that quite often when we see SE at the end of a word, it's saying Z, but in this word, we're using the E just to make that previous vowel long. The K, we always use a K after a long vowel sound. And I think that might be the only, we've got the ch here as well, making the CH sound. Okay, so let's have a look at what these words mean. If you have a look at the first word, grade, it could be the mark you get or the grading that you get on your work at school. It can also be the year level that you're in at school. So a grade is like a level that you get. A state could be like a state or part of Australia, or could be the state that you're in, meaning if you are upset, you might say that you were upset. It's the being that you are at that time. A grave is could be where someone is buried, but it can also be like a grave look or a stern look. It's not a happy look. It's showing concern. Chase, you might see a dog chasing a postman. They seem to not like postmen quite often, but it means something running after something else. A snake is a reptile, and we have quite a few in Australia. Flame, that's the fire, that the flames that come from a fire. So that's what we see, that's quite often red or yellowy orange, and there's usually a lot of smoke from it. You can have a flame on a candle too. A flume is a slide that you would see at a water park, and they're quite fun to go down. A flute is a musical instrument. It's a wind instrument, and you usually hold it out to the side of your body. A brute is someone who's not nice, and they do mean things to others. A prune is like a dried plum, and you would use it in cooking. Okay, let's read the words, sound the words, spell the words, and write them. So we've got grade, g-r-a-d, g-r-a-d, G-R-A-D-E, G-R-A-D-E, G-R-A-D-E. Cover it and then write it. And you have to write it 3 times. And then check to make sure that you've spelt it correctly. You can finish those on your own. This is level I, list 2, day 2, and we're revising that the E on the end of a word may make the previous vowel make its long sound. So here we're mainly dealing with the vowels A and U, so the E is making the A make its long sound in all of these words. And you can do a little rainbow over them to remind you. So there's one consonant between the E and the vowel in each of them. Now let's have a look at some other things that we've got in here. In chase, we're using the S there for the sound. Snake, after a long vowel sound, we know to use a K. And I think that's the only thing that we really need to cover there. The rest of it you should know. Okay, so let's read the words, sound the words, write the words, and then check to make sure we've spelt them correctly. So we've got grade, G-R-A-D, G-R-A-D-E, cover it and write it. And then we've got, let's do one of the long U sounds, F-L-U-M-E. And always remember to check that it's right. If you've made a mistake, rub it out and do it again. Now, what are these things? Grades mean a level. It could be your year level at school. It could be your swimming level that you're doing at swimming. So grade is like a ranking, or it could be a level. State could be how you are. You might be in a state of happiness. You might be in a state of despair. It can also mean the part of our country. So whichever state we live in within our country. It could be also a boundary. It can also mean where you state something, where you say something. So you might state something important to your class. Grave means concerning. So it can also mean where we bury someone. We often put a gravestone near their grave to indicate where they are, but quite often it means very serious, very grave. Chase is where you try and catch something. So you might chase an idea, or you might chase a ball, might chase a person, but it's where you're seeking something. A snake is a reptile. A flame is they come off a fire, and that's where a lot of the heat comes from. A flume is a slide that you would see at a water park.